You're listening to Success Stalkers Radio, episode number 5 with Brittany Temple. Welcome to Success Stalkers Radio. I am your host, Ioana Garrett. People all over the globe are rewriting the rules to success. They're making money and changing the world. Join me Monday through Friday as I interview today's top entrepreneurs, business leaders, and entertainers that will leave you inspired to take action and achieve success on purpose. Are you ready? Let's dive right in. Okay, Success Stalkers, let's get started. I am your host, Ioana Garrett, and this is another episode of Success Stalkers Radio. I am simply thrilled today to introduce my guest, Brittany Temple. Brittany, are you ready to stalk some success today?
I am, and I'm excited to be a part of this show, so definitely.
Outstanding. I am so excited to have you on the show today. Well, Louisiana native Brittany Monet Temple is the wife of Collis Temple III and mother of 2 beautiful daughters, 3-year-old Monet and 1-year-old Eden. She is a graduate of Tulane University and a former professional volleyball player and model. She and her husband are all business. She runs her modeling agency, Monet Models, and fitness company, Fit Lab Fitness, and her husband runs their financial services agency they own with Primerica, and they sit on the Primerica board of directors. They recently opened with partners Quarters, a family entertainment center. She is a member of AKA and Junior League of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She commits her time and resources to the community and does not take the gifts and resources that God has given her for granted. So, Brittany, I've given our listeners just a little overview. So take a minute, tell us about you personally because we want to get to know you. Then briefly give us an overview of your success path.
Well, awesome, Ioana. I am an open book, and when I say that, I come from humble beginnings, and I know whose I am. Everything that I have, I owe to Jesus Christ, and I'm blessed with a wonderful husband and 2 children who I fight for every day, and we as a couple fight for. And, I was just, like I said, I came from humble beginnings. I always had a desire in my heart to do something different, to have a business, to make my life count, and always love to give back. And so, through my businesses and through my works and the things that I do, that's all I strive to do. I strive to make an impact, a positive impact on our community, and I do it through the things that I love and that I've been given a gift to use. So that's a little bit about me.
Good. I love that. That's awesome, and that's what it's really all about. Well, Brittany, we're going to dive way into your journey a little bit later in the interview, but before we do, we always like to start Success Stalkers Radio off with a success quote to really get the motivational ball rolling. So if you can, take it away.
Well, if there is one thing that I would say that I live by is I am a person that believes the only person that can put limits on life is you. And so I live by that. I believe that. I believe that I can accomplish and do all things through Christ. So no matter what it is that you have a desire to do, you can do it as long as you do the work necessary to get done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was going to ask if you can give us an example, of how you have, but you just did. That's good. That's good. Well, also here at Success Stalkers Radio, Brittany, we are all about the journey, your story. And I know you've had quite an amazing story and amazing journey along the way, but we want to focus first and foremost on a time where you maybe had a failure, a time when you maybe fell flat on your face, and I want you to take us there if you can, and then share some lessons that you learned from that failure.
Okay. Well, I am definitely a positive speaker. So when I say that I don't like to use the word failure, so I'm not going to say I failed, but I can say that I was definitely in a lower place. So I'm not going to say failed, but I knew that I had nowhere to go but up. And, that time was a time when my volleyball career was over. I was transitioning into just really trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I think, we all as people come to that place is really how you do or how you deal with those moments that make you the person that you inevitably are going to be as a result of those challenging times. And, I was just hitting a wall. I knew that, I had that gift of athleticism. I loved people. But I just really didn't want to work for somebody. And so just trying to figure out business-wise what was a good avenue for me. And it was just challenging. And obviously we can't make it without money. And so,
right.
so it's like, okay, what am I going to do? But ironically, I was in the modeling arena, and I saw that was an immediate need based on my relationship, and I just took it and ran with it. I knew that, I was really good at building relationships with people. I was really good at being a leader within the people in my circle, and so I felt that there was a void and created that agency, and so that was kind of that propel. And once I saw that, okay, as long as I continue to promote myself, it's gonna work, and it just really took off from there. But I mean, and even before that, like I said, I come from humble beginnings. I watched my mom struggle. She was a single parent raising 2 kids by herself. So, and she financially struggled. And then I had a father that was an alcoholic. So people can say, you can kind of say you were set up in a situation to fail. But I had a powerful, a God-fearing mom who planted so many positive seeds in my life, but I also saw her struggle, and I didn't want to have to be faced with that. So, if anything, that ignited me more as a child, because she was such an overcomer that, okay, I know I'm going to work hard to not only provide for myself, but I don't want my mom to ever have to deal with this again. And then I want to be able to provide my children with, even though I didn't know that I didn't have then, I now know as an adult, what my mom had to go through, even more so having children,
right.
that I'm never going to put limits on my children's life based on monetary reasons. I'm going to bust my behind to make sure that they can get what they deserve. So.
Absolutely. That's awesome. That is just awesome. And it kind of really segues into my next question, Brittany, because, I wanted to move forward with this and just transition to the other end of the spectrum, which is what we call the aha moment. You've heard of that light bulb moment, because just like you've had lessons that you learn, say from, challenges or those down moments, you've also had some amazing ideas that have helped to get you to where you are today and to be successful. So just tell us one, if you can remember, a story or a time when you had that aha moment that led you to success, and then take us some, tell us some steps you took to get there.
Okay. Right now, like I told you, I not only have the agency and we have but I have the fitness company. And for me, I think whenever you're doing something, you're doing it with the right reasons, God's going to reward that. And for me, I was like, okay, I'm an athlete. I'm constantly asked about nutrition plans or workout plans, but I don't think there are very many environments that provide the accountability and people with the love for health and fitness like I know that I have. I just need to use it. And so, needless to say, decided to create a class that has turned into an amazing business. But the aha moment was when I realized that, okay, I had a vision to do something that was so minuscule in my mind initially, because we're blessed to do well with our Primerica agency, but sometimes when you do things that are in line with what God is really wanting you to do, you may not even see it, but when you're doing it, God immediately allows it to explode, because He still wants you to work on that. And so it has I've literally, my vision, which was so small initially, is now so massive in terms of my desire to want to reach the masses in terms of what I do and be able to recreate and duplicate my system, because I can honestly say that my class, I would easily say my class is the largest class in the city in which I live. I mean, showing up, I have about 35 to 40 people in attendance to a fitness class, and you don't see that on a regular basis.
No, you don't.
That's not in terms of the signing up for the class. And of course, I have personal training clients, but just, I devoted a class twice a week during a weekday and then once on Saturday, and my attendance is ridiculous. But I realized that it's not me, it's God. It's God allowing me to do what He knew that He gifted me with, and then just saying, okay, start here. You're gonna start small, but I got a big goal for you. So that was kind of the aha moment. Like, okay, when you're doing something you love and you feel that itch that okay, I should be doing it. As long as you're working, God's gonna do the rest. So but you have to do it. You got to do it.
Yes,
so
absolutely. Well, you certainly, it certainly turned out very successful for you, Fit Lab Fitness, and I can't wait for you to start putting them all over the place because we need one here where I live.
Like I have an online, BrittanyTemple.com is coming soon. So just make sure you and your listeners get ready for that. I'll be able to be in the comfort of your own home. So
I love it.
I love it. Yes.
Good deal. Well, Brittany, right here, let's shift the focus for just a minute because I want to shine the spotlight on you. I want you to share with me and our listeners one of your proudest entrepreneurial moments.
One of my proudest entrepreneurial moments is, it's weird because I've received awards in the community. I've been on the news. But I think, for me, the reward comes in my clients. And I get emotional even just saying this because, when you have a client who didn't believe that they could get to a place to where they were physically happy themselves without having to have a medical procedure done, when they realized that it was just really being in a great environment with somebody who cared enough about them to show them healthy habits that they just needed to just change what they were doing, but so simple mental and physical changes that they could accomplish their goals physically. I mean, I have clients that have lost over 100 pounds, 50 pounds, 20 pounds, just hitting goals. And that's the rewarding thing for me is seeing them become more in love with themselves because they've not only made a commitment to them, to their health, but they're also realizing that by that simple choice, they're also examples for so many others because people are inspired by them doing that. So that's the most rewarding thing for me.
That's a beautiful story. I love that. I can only imagine what that must feel like when you see your clients, come in one way and then, over a period of time they change. That's a blessing. That's truly a blessing.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, Brittany, we both know that being an entrepreneur can sometimes be a roller coaster of emotions, and I'm sure you would agree with that because you can be up today and within the next 24 hours you're down, frustrated, ready to quit. So tell us how you keep your focus and keep that end result in mind.
I just remember whose I am, like I told you at the beginning of this interview. I know life is not supposed to be easy because if it was, we would be in heaven right now with no worries. So I keep Christ in front of everything that I do, and even through those tough times, I don't let my clients see, I don't let my children see, and I know that I'm going to get through it. You have to just go through those moments with a positive outlook and realize, okay, I've got to learn from this so I don't have to go through this again. It's just like every moment that, I've had to let go of staff. I've had to let go of just people who you think that you can trust and you just really can't. But that's just a part of life. And, I think it makes you stronger and better and more mentally tough. And but I always think I think you're on track. When you have those highs and lows, you're on track. You know what you're supposed to do. So,
you're absolutely right.
Yes.
Yeah, because those obstacles and distractions are always going to be there. They're always
going to be there. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you got to be good at being able to get over that, and get past it. So that's good. It's a great way to look at it, and I certainly agree with you, and I resonate with it because that's how I actually keep focus. God is first and foremost in my life, and then everything else comes after. And keeping Him first, I just figure out the rest along the way. And it just works. Well, Brittany, I know you're always stalking some success girl or working on something. So can you tell us some new projects that you're working on? If you can share a little bit of that and something you're really excited about.
Like I said, I am so excited about being able to, because of course, I have friends all over the globe, but then I have people who have become inspired by what I do and wish that I could be there to work them out or, be a part of their lives. So with in terms of my fitness business, I am developing a site that will actually allow me to be in the comfort of your own home. So again, the website will be www, and it's under construction, but it's almost finished. But it's Brittany, BRITNEY, Temple, TEMPLE.com. And so I'll have cute fitness ideas in terms of attire there. You'll have a place where you can actually chat and ask me questions, as well as a place for some fitness tips and health tips. And so I look forward to that. And I have another project in regards to I was just recently, along with a friend of mine, we're directors of a pageant. So I'll be hosting a qualifier for the Miss America pageant here in our city. So I'm excited about that because it allows me to just use my gift and love for, just empowering young women to be all that they can be, just spiritually, physically, holistically, just in every way. And so that's just another conduit that'll allow me to just be able to work with young women because I love them so dearly, and that's why I think God blessed me with those two little girls that I have. So.
Brittany, you are just awesome, girl. You are just awesome, and I've always had so much respect for you and Collis, and I can't wait for you to get that site up and going because we kind of briefly talked about this a while back, and I'm definitely looking forward to it so that I can be a part of it.
Yay! And I can't wait. I cannot wait for you to become a full-on client. So
yes, I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be great. Yes.
Well, Brittany, now we've reached my favorite part of the interview, and that's what we call here the success round. And so I'm going to throw some questions at you, and I want you to throw some knockout answers back at me. Fair enough?
Really? Okay, fair enough.
All right. So what was it that held you back from becoming an entrepreneur before you started?
Fear. I think it's just fear, the unknown, and that's the realest answer I can give you. But, faith and fear don't work together. So, once I realized that, I got moving, God did the rest. So that was it, just fear,
Yeah, because so many people have fear,
Yeah.
Well, what was the best business advice you've ever received, and who gave it to you?
The best business advice. I would have to say that, I am blessed to have a husband who's come from an entrepreneurial background, and his parents are very successful, and my husband, is just always telling me to write everything down. Write it down. And I'm such an A personality. I'm kind of everywhere, and he's really allowed me to become more focused with the things that I want for my business. And so, like, if I have a thought, I immediately just jot it and put it on paper because I'll forget it, and
yeah.
So it just in terms of the growth of anything you're trying to do, even with setting your goals and affirmations, like I've just become a lot more aware of those things, and I bring everything to paper so that, I don't lose anything that I'm trying to remember or to do. So
that's
yeah.
Good answer. Yeah, I'm sure he's given some great. I know I've gotten some great advice from him myself. Just and being a part of different, things that we've all done in Primerica. So I'm just really excited about that. Well, can you share 2 personal habits that has attributed to your success, Brittany?
Yes. And I have to also say a lot of this is my husband too. God put 2 people together. You grow in ways that you never would have imagined. And focus, like, my ability to not take on the world. You've got to really prioritize those things that, matter most, especially if you have goals and you're trying to hit your goals by a certain time period. Of course, the world, you got a lot of distractions. So
right.
the first thing that is attributed to my success is like being focused and hitting the goals that I have set, whether it just be a goal of getting something done on next Wednesday, I need to get it done. So, that allows me to stay in line with what, I need to do to keep my business afloat and successful. And then, realizing that I've got to work, nobody's going to do it like I'm going to do it. you cannot delegate the important things to other people. You have to do what you want done, especially if you want it done the right way. And so that those two, just me making sure that I'm working my business, that I'm always working my business, and that I'm focused on the things I need to be focused on and not allowing distractions in my way. Those are the two things that I would say, keep me on track for business. Yeah.
Good. And what about on a daily basis? There's something special that you do, maybe on a like routinely that you do each day?
Every day, I wake up and I thank God for the day, because every day is going to be different. So I cannot say routinely I do anything, but I look at my calendar. I know what's on my agenda. I have to make sure that, again, that I'm focused on those things and I'm not distracted. And then, I do pray throughout the day. So, that I pray with my clients before. We even work out. So, the power of prayer is everything. So I just make sure that like I said, I'm in line with God, and I'm in line with what I need to do that day to stay on track. So, yes.
That is good stuff. And definitely having a personal planner is so important. Mm-hmm. I can't stress that enough. You're not going to be able to organize every little thing or plan every little thing, but you got to have some structure, for your day, or you'll just get taken off and, be distracted. And basically everybody has goals for you if you don't have them for yourself. So
exactly.
Yeah. Well, do you have any like an internet tool or online business app that you use currently to help grow your business that you could share with our listeners?
I do have my website currently for my class, which is Fit FITLAB FitLab Fitness FITNESS.com. But then I'm also, of course, on social media, which I use when I give different health and fitness tips, and I'm always just showing the testimonies, and that's at Get GET Fit FIT with WITH Brit BRIT. And I'm on Facebook as well, Brittany Temple. And like I said, BrittanyTemple.com is coming soon.
Good deal. Good deal.
Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and and I'm like I said, I love people. So if you have any questions regarding health and fitness, I would love to answer them. And more than likely, I'll probably put them on my site, because the questions that I answer, I transfer over. Because if you have a question, everybody else has the same question.
True. Absolutely. Well, what two books would you recommend to our listeners?
Well, I am going to start off by saying, if you are a Christian, my first book and most important book is reading my Bible. So, and clearly I do it, but I can never do it enough. So that's my first book. And the second book is The Answer. And it's just really great for business. It just gives you a lot of tools and growth and just the mindset. But I also I have to do a third one. I'm going to have to say
go ahead.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That for me, as a business person, really set a foundation for me and helped me truly, especially in my earlier phase, and it's still very helpful. Just realize that there was a difference. I think it was kind of a wake-up call, because when you come from humble beginnings and you don't see people like that in your everyday walk with that mentality, reading that book just opens up a new world for me that I just was not completely exposed to in regards to business and way real business owners think. So,
right.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was one of the first books that I ever read when I first got into business. And I recommend it to every person starting out in business. It's a great book. So that's great. Thank you. So, Brittany, imagine you woke up tomorrow morning in a brand new world, identical to Earth, but you knew no one. You still have all the experience and knowledge you currently have today. Your food is taken care of, your shelter's taken care of, but all you have is a laptop and $500. What would you do in the next 7 days?
A laptop and $500. And I know no one, correct?
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
And I know no one. Well, first of all, I forget the laptop and the $500. It's not gonna do much for me with the laptop and $500. I am a people person, so I will go out to I need to figure out what city I am in. I need to be amongst the people. So what's there to enjoy. I am a relationship builder, so I need to at least start getting an idea of where I am, what city I'm in, what I can enjoy there based on what I love to do. And I'm gonna start meeting people. I'm a relationship person. So the first, more than the money and the laptop, I need to get some people in my corner, some people that I can enjoy my life with, because the laptop and the money won't be much of anything.
Right.
But and then just again, once you start building those relationships, you have a concept. And I'm not sure if my business was a part. I can't remember that part. But even if I hadn't built my business, or I'm starting my business all over again, the same thing I did before. When people meet me, I'm always speaking what I am doing, even if I haven't done it. So, I would use my resources, that $500, to start pouring into my business, pouring into my life, just in terms of being able to grow myself in a way that will benefit me financially, as well as see what the void is in that community. This is kind of a tricky question. I hope I'm answering this well enough.
No, you're fine. You're doing great.
But if anything, I'm gonna have some fun. I gotta find some people. I need to meet some people.
Absolutely. Because you're starting over, you're starting over, and there's a reason why I always ask that question to our guests, and so you answered it perfectly. You're fine.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Well, Brittany, it's just been a pleasure, and certainly just a motivating and inspiring experience today, hearing about your journey. And let's end with this: if you can give our Success Stalkers one parting piece of advice, and then share the best way they can find you, and then we'll say goodbye.
Okay. Well, the best advice I can give you, it's sort of cliche, but always be true to you and what you believe, and do not put limits on your life. Be true to yourself always, no matter what the cost, and fight for your dreams and goals, because no one else will. I'm blessed to be in a situation that we're in, but I know it's because of the grace of God and my ability and my husband's ability to know that what we're doing makes a difference. And so when you think about what you do and you realize that it's not about you, that's the start. That's a start to something great. So
I love that. That's great advice. Great advice. And what's the best way that our listeners can find you, Brittany? If you can tell us again.
Yes. You may do several things. You may email me at Brittany, BRITNEY, at BrittanyTemple.com, BRITNEY, Temple, TEMPLE.com. You can also find me on Instagram at GetFitWithBrit. That's GETFIT with WITH, Brit, BRIT. And I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, Brittany Temple. And like I said, I'd love to hear from you. So thank you again, Ioana, for having me on the show. I hope I was a blessing to your listeners and to you. And I'm humbled that I was asked. So thank you.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. And I thank you. And I know our listeners have gotten some great takeaways and nuggets from you today, Brittany. And I know I certainly have. And they can also find the links to everything that we've been chatting about also on our website at successstalkers.com/Brittany Temple. So everything we've been talking about will be there as well. And all of your websites and links will be there. And again, we just appreciate you, Brittany, for being so generous with your time and transparent with your journey. So we thank you.
Oh, have a wonderful day. Yay.
Thank you. And for everyone out there listening, thanks for tuning in. And until our next episode, remember to keep stalking success.
In today's takeaway, Brittany said to fight for your dreams and your goals because no one else will. Success Stalkers, I could not agree with her more. Perhaps others have dragged you down in life. Maybe they discouraged you from dreaming. Maybe they resented the fact that you wanted to move up or to do something significant with your life. Or maybe they were trying to protect you from pain or from disappointment. Either way, you've been discouraged from dreaming. Realize it's never too late to start dreaming again. to start pursuing your dreams again. This is your journey. So keep fighting and keep stalking success. Well, that'll do it for another episode of Success Stalkers Radio. If you'd like to hear more from these inspiring entrepreneurs and entertainers, be sure to subscribe to the Success Stalkers Radio podcast on iTunes. And if you found value in this episode, give us a review, hopefully 5 stars. You may also visit us at successstalkers.com. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you.